ladies, gentlemen, and whoever or whatever you identify as, welcome back to the Shed of Dread. Welcome to another video. Remember when Russell T Davies and Shooty were first announced and everybody was happy, and then we had that little interview afterwards on the red carpet, and my concerns were piqued and interested, and I thought there's something going on. And I've done some videos on it, and a lot of people say that I shouldn't say anything, or it's negative, and it's most of it's not as bad as you are, and it's just the way it is. Well, it appears the BBC agree with me. No, goggles on. Article. Right, this is from the Evening Standard, and I'm sure, if I remember quite rightly, it was done 6 hours ago. So today, on the 10th of August. And I'll read the article and then we'll react to it afterwards or during it like we normally do. Any case, off we go. So, BBC broke impartiality rules by screening Russell T Davies' BAFTA interview. Now, this is the one they did after the BAFTAs, not the one that I covered on the red carpet or what he said at the other award ceremony, where he called the government liars, child abusers, murderers, etc. This is one they did, and I think is it Mumba, whatever his name is, I'm not sure. If I said it wrong, I do apologise. But there was an interview done with him after that. That's what they're on about, that particular interview. Yeah, not the ones that we released out on the internet from recordings of the award shows, which of course the BBC and everybody else just ignores. This particular one, and only this particular one, because somebody called it out. So in any case, I should carry on. The corporation admitted the clip of Doctor Who and It's a Sin writer criticising the government's plans to sell off Channel 4 was aired in error. Right, I'll carry on, because I don't think it was. But in any case, the BBC has admitted it broke impartiality rules when the broadcasting an interview with Russell T Davies at the BAFTA TV Awards. A BBC News report from the awards ceremony on May 8th contained an extract from an interview with It's a Sin screenwriter Davies, in which he was critical of the government's plan to sell off Channel 4 and replace the BBC licence fee. Speaking about It's a Sin receiving 7 BAFTA TV nominations, Davies told the BBC, completely surprised and completely thrilled, and it's nice to see that the cast has been recognised tonight. And of course it was made on the channel from that the government's going to sell off, while also planning to get rid of the BBC licence fee. So if you like shows like this, go and vote differently. That's what I say. Now, I'm sure that was actually the afterwards one with Shooty and Davies and female presenter, I can't remember her name. But in any case, it's beside the point. We shall continue. The report prompted a single viewer, it says a viewer, so it's singular, to complain that Davies' comments had not been put in proper context and they were a breach of the impartiality rules. I'll come back to this. In its outcome published on the 4th of August, so we went from the 8th of May to the 4th of August, the BBC said the remarks had been broadcast in error. The reporter and producer were on location at the awards ceremony rather than the new broadcasting house where the material was edited together. The reporter's commentary was designed to introduce a remark about Doctor Who, but a different clip was selected by mistake. The strong political view it included was not balanced by any reflection of the government's policy during the news channel's coverage of the BAFTAs that evening, and was therefore in breach of the BBC's requirement to show impartiality on politically controversial matters. Don't worry, I'll come back to that. It said, a review concluded that the finding was reported to the board of the BBC News and discussed by the programme team concerned. The BBC has previously said Davies, who was responsible for Doctor Who's revival in 2005 and will be back to celebrate the show's 60th anniversary in 2023 and the future series. He appeared on the BAFTA TV carpet alongside Sex Education actor Ncuti Gatwan, who had been unveiled as the 14th Doctor. Last month, Davies was a cohort of 60 writers to be appointed the Fellow of the Royal Society of Literature, the RSL, alongside Michaela Cole and Nick Cave. And that's the end of the article. Now, indeed, right then. A review was concluded that the finding was reported to the board of the BBC News and discussed with the programme team concerned, or commonly known as, oh shit, we got caught, let's say it was a mistake, and sweep it on the carpet and never say anything ever again about this incident. I'm going back up the thing now. The next one, the strong political view it was included was not balanced by any reflections, blah blah blah, at the breach of the BBC's requirement to show impartiality on politically controversial matters, of which of course we all know it never does any case. But you can see what's going on here. May 8th is when it happened. August 4th a thing was done by a single viewer. I don't think it was a single viewer at all. See, the report was prompted by a viewer to complain that Davies's comments had not been put in proper context. No one would say that. And if it was such a major problem, more than one would say it. What I say here is the BBC are shitting themselves because Russell Davies's comments are not going down very well. To turn around and say because the reporter and the producer were on location at the awards ceremony rather than at New Broadcasting House, where the edited material. The reporter's commentary was designed to introduce a remark about Doctor Who, but a different clip was selected by mistake, which of course is a crock of shit. And in fact, you can smell the complete and utter stink of... What we have here is we are trying to desperately cover over the fact that Russell running his mouth off isn't helping. And they don't like it. And so what they've done is gone for the it was an honest mistake, Governor. But what they're saying here is because the reporter and the producer were on location and they were sent it for editing, and when it got edited they put the wrong clip in. Even though what was said, remembering that the comments were to go to a new Doctor Who. He said, completely surprised and completely thrilled, and it's nice to see the cast being recognised tonight. And of course it was made on the channel that the government's going to get off, blah, blah, blah. Where, in that little thing there, was the build-up or the introduction for a clip about Doctor Who. No, 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 no. The truth of the matter is the BBC have got caught. The BBC have realised that Russell isn't doing them any favours, so we'll pretend it was a mistake and hopefully have gone and told Russell to keep his whiny mouth shut. Because I know a lot of people think that it's nothing to do with the BBC now, Doctor Who, but as I've mentioned before multiple of times, and this proves yet again, the BBC are the customers, the BBC do have control, and the BBC don't particularly like it when their new showrunner is getting into extremely hot water. So it was all a mistake, ladies and gentlemen, but we've waited to nearly... well, as it was 8th of May, June, July, into August, before we say, oh, well, it was an error. In reality, we should all be laughing at this stupid, ridiculous excuse. But it shows there's an underlying concern that the BBC are worried about what Russell T Davies is doing, because... as I've said on multiple occasions, even though some people think I shouldn't say anything, I should keep my mouth shut and just leave it alone because, you know, you're bringing down the show. Shit sticks, ladies and gentlemen. Shit sticks. And if the BBC are making up a story, doing what the BBC do fantastically, which is instead of reporting truthfully and impartially like they claim they do, they're desperately trying to sweep it under the carpet and make it a litany of errors instead of the truth, which is they were quite happy for it to run for a few months until they started to realise there was a backlash coming and then they said it was a mistake. Hey, what do I know? I'm just a fat bloke sitting in the shed surrounded by his toys. But you let me know what you think. Comment section down below. You know the rules by now. And if you don't, where have you been? You should by now. If you enjoyed this video, you can do what Dave the handy's here doing, which is giving me a massive thumbs up, because that would be much appreciated. Helps the algorithm, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm afraid being on YouTube, we are always the slave to the algorithm. If you want to see some more videos like this on my channel, the subscribe button is going to be located down there. You can give that a click, and somewhere on the bottom if you're watching it in window view, depending on the device you're watching. Once you've done that, if you want to hit the little bell that looks something similar to that, click it and select all, and you should get a notification from YouTube that I have done another video. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you're going to get it straight away. Sometimes you get it in a week. If you have subscribed and you haven't had a notification, as some of my subscribers have reported, if you just look, you'll probably find YouTube turn the notification bell off, because, you know, well, it's YouTube. And with that, and as always, and until the next one, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for all your time. Thank you much for the comments, the subscriptions, the likes, the shares, the whatever. It's all been fantastic, and I am eternally grateful to you. So, I'll catch you in the next one, hopefully.